Good evening, everyone. Hi, this is Elsie Kerns, wellnesswithelsie.com. And tonight I have a colleague and a special guest. Shalina has just published an Amazon #1 bestseller, Hello, Sun, Moon, and Stars. And I want her to talk about this because, great, hold it up again, because this is a true story and it is about her personal life and involvement within her family, which I'll have her talk about. And she is also a Reiki master, a sound healer, and she does retreats, all kinds of crystal ball meditations. So we have a lot to talk about tonight. Welcome.
Thank you, Elsie. Such a pleasure being here.
Yeah, it's so great to have you.
So special.
A little bit about the book, because I know it's very exciting to have an Amazon #1 bestseller. It's a children's book?
Yes, it's a children's book.
Okay.
Super excited. Everyone's been so fabulous and so supportive throughout this entire process. So thank you to everyone. Well, the book was inspired by my family. So Hello, Sun, Moon, and Stars. I actually take the role as the sun. Because according to Western astrology, I'm a Leo. And so, I highly resonate with, being that fire energy and being ruled by the sun. And my daughter, she's the moon, and her name, when you translate it into English, means moonlight. So there was always this intentional symbolism, if you want to call it, about the moon when it comes to her. So I've always said I'm the sun and she's the moon, and then when my husband walked into our life, he needed to have a role because now I have like this celestial family that, the universe has provided me to find who I am, to find my truth. And he's a huge part of that as well. Along with my daughter. So then I gave him the role of the stars. So when I wrote the story last summer, July 2016, I came back from a walk from Central Park, and I was in Central Park just being in gratitude for all that is in my life. How I came to this point, leaving corporate America in New York, and then being in South Jersey for 12 years, Reiki training with you, like everything, like, coming like where I was as of July 2017. And I was just so grateful and for all of it, all the good, all the bad, all the challenges, everything. And when I went back to the hotel, all of a sudden I felt this urge to just write, like just to type out, like words wanting to come out of me, pour out of me so badly that I needed to just go to the business center, sit down by the computer, and I just kept typing this story. And, again, with having my entire life journey in South Jersey for 12 years on my mind, and being in gratitude for, my daughter and my husband, and for the gifts that they present to me. But because I was writing at a public business center hotel computer, I didn't want to use our names. So I ended up writing the sun. I was writing the moon when I was writing about my daughter, or the stars when I was saying, referring to my husband. And that's how the story came out, and I knew it was something special. It just sat on my laptop for about 6 or 7 months because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what I was writing, why I was writing it. And then January of this year, 2018, my inner voice said to show it to publisher. It's a children's book, and that's exactly what I did. And then she said yes. She read the manuscript and said, "This is a children's book." And I was like, wow, okay. And so then in March we started the process.
So exciting. And I want to say that if I'm correct, you really came from a corporate background before you got into all of this holistic healing. And I want you to talk a little bit about, in case people don't know, about sound healing, the crystal ball meditations that you do, and you even do them for kids. So I want you to explain that to us. And just, this is so different from your corporate life.
Yes. Yeah. So I was in the banking industry in New York my 4-year degrees in business, my MBAs in finance. And then when I came here, every single person that was put in my path, including my very first South Jersey friend, is literally like, part of this spiritual, web of people that I was able to, meet and explore, like angel work, all the beautiful things. And sound healing was one of them. There was a crystal bowl training class. I had quit my job. I really had no direction, what my next steps were. All I knew was I was going to be a full-time mom, like to my daughter, which I never was in New York because I was working. And I was transitioning into South Jersey, which was very different from me, from New York, everything. So sound healing, when I did sound healing, it just struck something so deep in me that I like had no words. I was like, what was that? Like my third eye, like all, my body, vibrating. And just like with Reiki, when I had my first Reiki session, I knew like this was like something I needed to learn and to be able to pass on and teach, because it was just such a deep resonance, like to the very cell of like so deep in my core, that there was this truth to this work. There was truth to the healing. There was truth to how sound healing and energy healing allows you to heal, grow, and evolve. And that is what it did for me. So I wanted to pass that on, and give that back to the community and to everyone else. And now I do a lot of sound healing meditations with crystal singing bowls. I also do them with the gong, but I mostly do crystal singing bowls. And now, yes, we do for the children, just like 45 minutes, just giving them a little bit, just if they stick it out with the intention that if they just come over and over again, their body's just going to recognize that, okay, it's time to relax. It's time to let go. It's time, just to be, and be with the sounds. They love the crystal singing bowls. They always want to try to use my mallet. And, I'm like, okay, go ahead. Just be careful. They're so intrigued. It's so natural for them, and so just to be able to give them even 30 minutes, 45 minutes of, quiet time or just reflection as to like, what is going on, is just wonderful.
I'm sure they're fascinated by the way those crystal bowls play. Really magical.
Yeah, and then they're lying down and they're being guided through a meditation, through voice. And then when I start playing, you see heads pop up like, what is that? Because it's quiet in the beginning with Laura, using voice as guided meditation. And then I play after she's gotten them to relax. And someone's always popping their head, just so curious, the sound coming from these bowls, so it's just beautiful to watch them, their innocence, like their eyes. It's such a beautiful thing.
Well, I also know that you are offering a retreat, an Ayurvedic retreat in February. Let's hear a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, that's really Victoria's baby, because she goes to India all the time and she loves it there. She knows the Ayurvedic doctors there. She's done the Panchakarma. And so, yeah, it's a complete healing retreat with ending at Taj Mahal. So, you can relax and then just being in the majestic feeling of it all after you've just gone through this deep cleansing process at the Ayurvedic Center. All holistic eating, treatments. It's like a full body experience, really just being able to cleanse from the inside out. And then you just, it's just a very beautiful trip that Victoria has planned. For sure. It was me transforming.
And how many people is that limited to?
I'm not, that's a good question. I'm not clear, but there is still spots available. So absolutely, if you're interested. contact Victoria.
Yeah, that's February, but I did want to mention it. And I know that you're going to do a little workshop making mala beads. And if people are not familiar with mala beads, it's the same concept that you use in Catholicism with the rosary beads. It's something very similar. So maybe you can explain the mala beads, how they're different.
Yes, I would love to. It's one of my passions, actually. Malas are, if you translate them to English, it means garland of beads. Okay, so yes, so the rosary, it's very similar. Like, it's traditionally used for prayer, for meditation, and so the mala is 108 beads. So it's said that it's if you 154 letters is in the ancient Sanskrit language, okay? And the Sanskrit language is a cosmic language. And so it's, each letter is designed for you to connect to your higher self. So if you chant traditionally the alphabet forward and back, right? They say you have connected to your divinity. So that's where the 108 comes. You 54 letters forward, the alphabet, and 54 letters going backwards. So yes, the rosary came from the mala. It's 54. It's half of 108. And so just as you would use the rosary as a novena, I believe that's a novena. Sorry if I said that wrong. But just like that with the mala, you could meditate and use it for prayer. So yes, I do mala making workshops with crystal and like gemstone beads and different charms, because I love so many elements from the earth, and like the crystals, and they make it look pretty, different colors, different properties. And then the charms are also, I love angels. I love, the goddesses. Like, you can make a mala for whatever you want. And I use them for intention setting, and I use them for keeping them like an affirmation on me. So I have a mala like for whatever I want to invite in with me for the day. So yes, and all of that has come through, like, now I have an Etsy shop, because everyone's always asking if I can make them one or as a gift, and so like now whatever gets divinely inspired, I just have created a shop just for that, to be online. But I do mala making workshops, so people can, touch, locally touch the beads and really get into a meditative process with their higher self to create the mala for them, which a lot of people come with thinking they know what their mala is going to look like, and they most definitely, a lot of them, at least 90%, don't expect what they've made, but it feels so right to them after they've made it, and they love it, and it's just not something they would have ever thought they would have created for themselves, but it's perfect. So I love that process too, for people to be able to go through meditation and commune with their higher self to make the perfect piece for them for meditation or for prayer or for intention setting, or reflection.
And that becomes very personal, of course.
Yes.
So your website, Swan Goddess, I love that name, but there's something unusual that you also list on there, and that is the Sacred Moon Fertility. So could you talk about that? Because I did read briefly through that, and I thought it made so much sense, the way that you explained it.
Yes, so Sacred Moon Fertility is something I've co-created with my dear friend Susie, who did prenatal yoga training, Kundalini yoga training, and I did training in hypnofertility, in hypnosis. But then when I went for further training in hypnofertility, and so we both had gotten together. I taught her Reiki actually, and we got together, and it was undeniably, we had to pull forces, her knowledge for prenatal and anything that could be blocking, the fertility process. And then, my training from hypnofertility to bring that together and to create something special, a little bit more holistic, partnering up with, people's medical needs, to help them release emotional blockages, whether they know what that is or not. So it's really turned into more than just babies, because we're always creating something, whether it's a business, we want to create, we are creating a family through having babies, or creating, peace, anything, we're always creating. So we found that tools that we use can help along an array of, topics, not, or things that we want to create for ourselves, not just babies. So it's super fun. And just people's response to the work, has been phenomenal. And we just had done some workshops in the Love Light Festival in Baltimore, in Maryland, around this, actually. So we incorporate sound healing, Reiki, raindrop therapy, Kundalini yoga, prenatal, and hypnofertility, all of it.
Well, it made so much sense because you are absolutely right. We are always creating something in life. That's, the whole universe is creation. So it makes sense the way that you explained that there, that it wasn't just for, birthing life, but for birthing everything that we have our intention or dream set on in this world. So that wonderful website is www.swangoddess.com. And I have Shalina's phone number up there as well, if you'd like to contact her. Can they buy the book from your website or mostly Amazon?
Yes. Well, if you do go on my website, there is a link that will take you straight to Amazon. But, if you're local or if you want me to, ship a signed copy, I do have copies. I finally got my shipment of copies that I can actually personally ship out myself. But yes, if you go on my website, it will take you to the link on Amazon. So you can go on Amazon as well.
And can you tell us where you're doing the kids' crystal bowl meditation in case someone is interested, or if they just want to come first and experience it themselves, where are they mostly?
Yes. So the kids' meditation is in Marlton, New Jersey. It's with Massage by Laura.
Okay.
Yeah, so there is a Facebook page from Massage by Laura, and it's all posted there. And the price actually includes a parent or an adult. So the child doesn't need to come by themselves. And we understand that it might, it's a new experience. So there is no additional cost for an adult to come with the child at all.
Great. And I've been in Laura's studio and it's really beautiful, just beautiful. It sits up on that second floor and it's just has all of that light energy and magic around it. So it's a perfect place for that. Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah. And so you also offer, of course, individual sessions with people. Want to comment on that?
Yes, I do Reiki sessions and raindrop therapy sessions as well. So I do that in Cinnaminson or in Malacca Hill. So yeah, I do that too.
Great. Well, let us see the copy of the book again because I love the graphics. The front of the book. Oh, beautiful. And it's a children's book, but it's based on Shalina's personal life story for the last 12 years. What a transition, leaving the corporate financial world to come to Marlton, New Jersey.
It's been wonderful.
Yes, I can imagine. So anything else, any other wisdom you would like to leave us with this evening?
Oh, my goodness. There is so much wisdom. Oh, goodness. I don't know. I would just have to say if just take a moment every day and just be open to the whispers of the universe, because something's always guiding you. Something's always giving you a message, whether it comes through birds or it comes through a chance meeting. So much of what is happening to me right now, it's happening just like that. Like nothing's planned. I'm not seeking anything out. other than knowing, you know, in my heart, what kind of impact I might want to make in the world with them, with the children, or, you know, the elderly. I'm doing a lot of chair yoga classes, and that's like lighting me up right now. So, you know, I just would want to say just to pay attention. It could be subtle, it could be right in your face, but it's always there. It's always there. And if you can just slow down even a little bit more, you know, and just be aware and open, I think you'll be able to find a way to communicate with the universe. And I just feel like the universe is there to support you, and the universe has your back and will guide you if you allow the universe to do so.
Thank you. That was beautiful, Shalina. And I would also say that a little bit about what you're alluding to is synchronicity. If we can just slow down enough to, as you said, to be open and aware to the things that are just happening synchronistically in our life, it's the universe leading us, as you just said.
Yeah, the universe is definitely leading me, and I know I'm not any more special than anyone else. So if it's the universe is leading me, that the universe is also leading you. It's just a matter of listening and paying attention.
Paying attention, yes. We're bombarded by too many of the wrong things today. So paying attention to those little things, as you said, that happen that really are bringing us a message of wisdom. So once again, that website, everyone, is swangoddess.com. The book is Hello, Sun, Moon, and Stars on Amazon, or if you want a signed copy, you can contact Shalina directly at 516-902-7124. This is Elsie Kerns, and I'm so glad you joined us tonight. We have a couple of Karens on, Linda and Antonia, Dawn, and Rebecca. Thank you, everyone, for your comments and for joining us live. And we'll have this up with some more information for you in just a few minutes. This is Elsie Kerns, wellnesswithelsie.com, and I'll be giving a self-healing, self-care practice workshop this weekend at Powerhouse Yoga in Medford. So I'll put that information up as well. So thank you so much, Shalina, for being with us tonight. And congratulations on the book and making #1.
Thank you. Well, #1 is because of everyone supporting me and loving me. So thank you. Thank you to everyone. And thank you, Elsie.
You're welcome. It was great to be with you. Okay, take care, everybody. Have a good night.